Guys, what is going on? Welcome to this NXT review. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I have to say, this was a very strong edition of NXT. We have a lot to talk about. In 3 weeks' time, it'll be NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, a show that I eagerly anticipate, as do you. Taking a look at the Philadelphia card right here, we have 3 scheduled matches. And I'm sure there are more to be announced, but as of now, we have Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship. Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, and it was announced on this show that it'll be an Extreme Rules match. And all I can say is, that is a chance to be a Match of the Year contender. And then Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship was also announced on this show. So this was a noteworthy show, and it was a very, very good edition of NXT. So we'll kick things off at the top. Speaking of Shayna Baszler, she made her debut here on NXT in destructive fashion. She won her match against Dakota Kai. Ref immediately called for the bell. Baszler choked out Kai. She looked like a force of domination, and she is somebody to keep an eye on. I think she will wreak havoc in the NXT Women's Division. I like the way that they presented her so far as this badass, doesn't give a crap, even standing up to William Regal. She don't care. She will do anything and everything to become the top woman on this show. And Ember Moon ran out to check on Dakota Kai, and William Regal, like I said, made the announcement that at TakeOver Philly, it's going to be Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. Some say too fast. I say I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do. I was impressed with her work here in the Mae Young Classic. And I like the way that they introduced her. Somebody different compared to all the other women, and that'll help her stand out. And we'll see how far she can go. And depending on what they do with Ronda Rousey, if they involve her with that, there's a lot of potential I see in Shayna Baszler. So far, so good, I'd have to say. We had, like I said, William Regal, who announced at TakeOver Philly it's going to be Baszler versus Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. We had a fun match here between Cassius Ohno defeating Raul Mendoza. Nice way to keep Ohno in the spotlight, giving him a win here over Mendoza. Ohno was able to get the win when he hit the rolling elbow smash. So, just a good, solid wrestling match. So, yeah, nothing more to say there. We talk about Johnny Gargano. Backstage being interviewed, Velveteen Dream comes in. As we all know, he was injured, wasn't able to face Johnny Gargano. That's when Cassius Ohno filled his place. Of course, we all know Gargano became the number 1 contender. Velveteen says he shouldn't have ever even been in the match, and he doesn't deserve the spot. And kind of teasing tension there between Dream and Gargano, so not sure where that's going to lead. Maybe potentially a match. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens between now and TakeOver Philly, but I'm intrigued. We have the Street Profits going up to William Regal, and they say, we've been on a roll. We've been winning matches here, and I do like the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins, he's really been able to reinvent himself here on NXT. To go from somebody who, I just didn't really care about, but now, with Montez Ford, I think they make a really good act. And they're one of my favorite teams to watch, and we'll see how far they can go here on NXT. But speaking of, they talked about getting an NXT Tag Team Championship opportunity, and they said next week, William Regal said, you will face the Authors of Pain in a number 1 contenders match. So that is going to be very interesting to see. I think the Street Profits will get the win somehow, someway, because I believe the Authors of Pain are on their way up to the main roster. It's only a matter of time. If not after the Royal Rumble, then at least on the Raw after WrestleMania, or SmackDown, whichever show they end up on. We had Lio Rush. He came out, and when his opponent was announced as Lars Sullivan, the crowd just went, oh, because they knew. Sullivan came down to the ring. He beat the shit out of Lio Rush, got the win with a freak accident slam, and then after the match, he called out Killian Dane. He said he's beaten everyone in his path until he ran into Killian Dane. And he says he wants to destroy Dane. Then he got back in the ring, hit Rush with a super freak accident slam off the top rope. So Dane versus Sullivan, potentially at NXT TakeOver Philly. That could be a hard-hitting physical match. I like both guys, both very impressive big men, I should say. And to put those two in a match at NXT TakeOver Philly, all I can say is, why not? So, like the way that this was set up. And speaking of Sanity, it was supposed to be Sanity versus the Undisputed Era. But the Undisputed Era, being the sneaky heels that they are, Adam Cole, baby, and Fish and O'Reilly, they laid out Sanity. So much for an NXT championship match. It was supposed to be, I believe, a tag title match. So instead, William Regal came out and said, Adam Cole's in the ring, he's being all cocky, being all arrogant, saying, well, we're not going to have any opponents tonight, so maybe we'll just have the night off. But William Regal comes out. Roddy Strong comes out, and he says he'll face him. And who would his tag team partner be but Aleister Black? I was like, ooh, nice. Very nice. This was a fun main event. Seeing Roderick Strong and Aleister Black team up to take on Fish and O'Reilly. Crowd was into it. And like I said, I believe they were in Atlanta? They were in Full Sail this week. I want to say Atlanta, but I could be wrong. I'm going to have to double check on that. But this was a fun main event. Seeing, I believe, Roderick Strong and Aleister Black have teamed up before. Of course, as we all know, Cole and Black, they have unfinished business. And the Undisputed Era were able to win after Adam Cole was able to use some tactics on the outside, led to the distraction for Aleister Black. Distracted him, went up into the crowd. Adam Cole did, and that's when Roderick Strong was left alone. They hit the total elimination, that is, Fish and O'Reilly did on Roderick Strong. Teams continue to brawl between each other, and Adam Cole is eventually able to use the steel chair, use the Death Valley driver on Aleister Black, sending him crashing through the chair. So nice way to go off the air here. You know, really made me want to see Aleister Black kick Adam Cole's ass along with Undisputed Era. So they're going to have one hell of a match. And like I said, William Regal, he made the announcement that it's going to be an Extreme Rules match between these two. So the stakes are set. The tables continue to load for NXT TakeOver Philly. I cannot wait for that show. We got Royal Rumble, Raw 25. It is going to be great. So that just about does it here. Oh, and speaking of, for my grade for the show, I'm going to go with an A-. This was a really, really, really good edition of NXT that nicely laid the framework for what is to come in the weeks follow. So that just about does it for my NXT review, guys. The January 10th, 2018 edition. Leave your thoughts down below for what you thought of NXT. What did you like? What didn't you like? Be sure to click that like and subscribe button as well for more video content that will be coming soon to this channel. Be on the lookout for me in my next video, whenever that may be. So until then, guys, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.